Lesson 5.6, Parallel and Perpendicular Lines. The objective of this lesson is to determine whether lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither, and to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Vocabulary. Parallel lines. Two lines in the same plane that never intersect. Parallel lines have the same slope. This is very important. Perpendicular lines. Lines that intersect to form right angles. Two lines are perpendicular if the product of their slope is -1. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. This is also very important. Opposite reciprocals. A number of the form -b over a, where a over b is a non-zero rational number. The product of a number and its opposite reciprocal is -1. You can determine the relationship between two lines by comparing their slopes and y-intercepts. Non-vertical lines are parallel if they have the same slope and different y-intercepts. Vertical lines are parallel if they have different x-intercepts. Example, the graphs of 1/2 x plus 1 and y equals 1/2 x minus 2 are lines that have the same slope 1/2 and different y-intercepts. The lines are parallel. So make sure that you understand that non-vertical lines are parallel if they have the same slope and different y-intercepts. Problem 1. A line passes through 12, 5 and is parallel to the graph of y equals 2/3 x minus 1. What equation represents the line in slope-intercept form? So the first thing you want to do here is identify the slope of the given line. The slope of the graph y equals 2/3 x minus 1 is 2/3. So the parallel line has the same slope. So that means when we write the equation that represents a line parallel to that, the slope has to be 2/3. You have the slope 2/3, you have the point 12, 5. So step 2, you can write an equation using point-slope form. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Your point is 12, 5. Your slope is 2/3. So substitute 12, 5 for x1, y1, and 2/3 for m. And now we simplify. Distribute 2/3 times x is 2/3. 2/3 times 12 is 8. Y minus 5 equals 2/3 x minus 8. And you add 5 to both sides. Y equals 2/3 x minus 3 would be an equation that represents the line that is parallel to the graph of y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Same slope, different y-intercept. Slopes of perpendicular lines. You can also use slope to determine whether two lines are perpendicular. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect to form right angles. Two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if the product of their slopes is -1. A vertical line and a horizontal line are also perpendicular. Example, the graph of y equals 1/2 x minus 1 has a slope of 1/2. The graph of y equals -2x plus 1 has a slope of -2. Since 1/2 times -2 is -1, excuse me, the lines are perpendicular. Two numbers whose product is -1 are opposite reciprocals, so the slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. Problem 2. Are the graphs of 4y equals -5x plus 12 and y equals 4/5 x minus 8 parallel, perpendicular, or neither, and explain. So step 1, you want to find the slope of each line by writing its equation in slope-intercept form if necessary. In this problem, only the first equation needs to be rewritten. So we take 4y equals -5x plus 12. To rewrite this in slope-intercept form, all we have to do is divide everything by 4. So we get the equation y equals -5 over 4x plus 3. So we need to identify the slope of each line. So the slope of this line is -5/4, and the slope of the original 4/5 x minus 8 is +4/5. So -5/4 and 4/5 are opposite reciprocals of each other, so therefore the lines are perpendicular. Writing an equation of a perpendicular line. Problem 3. What equation represents the line that passes through 2, 4 and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 1/3 x minus 1? So first thing we have to do here is we have to identify the slope of the graph of the given equation. The equation's already in slope-intercept form, so we could just take out the slope is 1/3. Now step 2, remember we have to write the equation that is perpendicular to the graph. So find the opposite reciprocal of the slope from step 1. The opposite reciprocal of 1/3 is -3/1, or just -3, so the perpendicular line has a slope of -3. And step 3, we're going to use point-slope form to write an equation of the perpendicular line, and we're going to simplify to slope-intercept form. The slope of our line is going to be -3, and we're going to use the point 2, 4. We're going to substitute it into point-slope form, so y minus 4 equals -3 times x minus 2. We're going to distribute -3x plus 6, and we're going to add 4 to both sides. So the line perpendicular to the graph of 1/3 x minus 1 is y equals -3x plus 10. Okay, let's do a couple practice problems here. So number 1, a line passes through -3, -1, and is parallel to the graph of y equals 2x plus 3. What equation represents the line in slope-intercept form? So parallel, this one's easy, same slope. Y equals 2x plus 3. This is already in slope-intercept form, so the slope is going to be 2. Same slope, parallel lines. The point is -3, -1. So y minus -1 equals 2 times x minus -3. We're going to simplify this. Y plus 1 equals 2 times x plus 3. Because remember, minus a negative becomes plus a positive. Y plus 1, we're going to distribute here, equals 2x plus 6. We're going to distribute. And then we're going to finally subtract 1 from both sides. And our equation parallel to y equals 2x plus 3 is going to be y equals 2x plus 5. And to double check, remember, go back and read the question. It had to be parallel, so the slopes have to be the same, which they are, different y-intercepts. Now let's do one more. A line passes through 1/8 and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 2x plus 1. What equation represents the line in slope-intercept form? So perpendicular is going to be opposite reciprocal. So the slope in y equals 2x plus 1 is 2, or 2 over 1. So our new slope, and I'll write this in a different color, it's going to be the opposite reciprocal. So opposite, change whether it's positive or negative to the opposite. So this is going to be now negative. Reciprocal, flip the fraction, so it's going to be -1/2. And our point is 1, 8. So y minus 8 equals -1/2 times x minus 1. Y minus 8 equals -1/2 x plus 1/2. And then we're going to add 8 and add 8. And we're going to have y equals -1/2 x plus 1/2 plus 8. You can change that into 1/2 plus 16 over 2, which would equal 17 over 2. And again, we can always double check. Had to be perpendicular, so opposite reciprocal slope, opposite reciprocal of 2 is -1/2.